A Plaguelands Media production.
Hey everyone, this is Hugh from Plaguelands Media bringing you another book review, graphic novel review, whatever you want to call it. So cheers. This one is an absolute blast from the past for me. Growing up, we used to collect trading cards like football cards or cards that were popular at the time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was one, the 89 Batman movie, X-Files, things along those lines. One of the best that I remember from growing up was the Garbage Pail Kids. These were a set of trading cards or stickers that were first released in 1985, and they were just stupid, disgusting kids with ridiculous names like Windy Winston, and the picture of him would be just this kid farting and things along those lines. Just dumb. They made a movie in 1987. It has been called one of the worst films of all time. I remember seeing it at the cinema. Pardon me. I recently rewatched it because of the book that I am going to review. It's still funny to me. I still have that stupid humor where the scene where Windy Winston is on the bar at a biker club, and he farts in the guy's face and the guy's mustache comes off. It's still funny. I don't care what anyone says. I enjoyed it as a kid. I enjoy it now. Doesn't matter. The Garbage Pail Kids have been a kind of a mainstay. They're constantly updating and releasing new sets of cards and stickers and all of those things. And it was intentionally created as kind of a parody of the Cabbage Patch Kids, which for 80s children, Cabbage Patch Kids were these dolls that you adopted, and it's a whole big thing. Don't really care. Today, I'm reviewing Cabbage Patch Kids Origins. This was a book that I didn't even freaking know existed. I just chanced upon it one day and went, I have got to read and review this for you little Plaguelandians out there. It's so stupid that it's good. I mean, look at the cover. We have Atom Bomb on the cover. See, that's what the Garbage Pail Kids were. They were like funny names that related to whatever. And on the back, we have his brother, Billy. You will see that more in the story. Did I enjoy it? Oh, of course I did. I mean, I'm a kid who grew up with this stuff. My tastes literally have not changed from when I was a kid to now. Maybe my sensibilities have grown, but I still love the shit that I used to love back in the day. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? I have friends that are collectors that collect all of the old crap that they grew up with, which, in my opinion, is freaking awesome. I love that kind of stuff. I mean, a lot of the books I have behind me are books that I've read, books that I grew up with, that I'll read again. There is something reassuring about knowing that the stuff you loved as a kid wasn't a waste of time. It wasn't stupid. It's the same as looking at someone who grew up loving cars and is still a car enthusiast. I just happen to be a stupid 1980s, 1990s pop culture enthusiast. I mean, that's just what it's all about. So, if you don't want to know the Garbage Pail Kids origins, and I will tell you straight off the bat that this isn't canon at all. This is just a few people getting together, loving the IP, and writing a comic book. If you don't want to know what happens in the story, go click on another video. They're all freaking awesome. Playgrounds Media puts out some great stuff. Granted, we haven't put out anything in, I believe it's almost 2 weeks now since the last video. That's just because of life stuff. I'm literally looking at a pile of graphic novels that I've read and need to review. I'm reading 2 books at the moment that will be reviewed when I get the time. But Playgrounds Media, we're extremely busy with life stuff. So just all you little Playgroundians out there, just bear with us. We'll get around to doing it. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So, with that said, if you want to know the story, stick around for the next episode of
Read a fucking book. Read a fucking book. Read a fucking book. People.
Okay, so this is Garbage Pail Kids Origins. We have the story credits here, published by Dynamite, who I believe put out the trading cards. They used to be done by Topps. I'm not too sure anymore. I'm sure you Playgladians can find out for me. Okay, we have our list of credits. We have Adam Bomb here, Nasty Nick, and we have the issue 1, the first issue. Fantastic cover art, of course. Excuse me, just going to take a drink. Oh, that's good squishy. Now, it starts in 1945. This is the height of the Second World War. And we get this kind of dogfight scene where this pilot, Billy, is hoping to drop a bomb. And unfortunately, his plane gets shot out of the sky, and the general is pissed off about it. The general goes to this scientist, and she's like, we're kind of working on it, working on this experiment, but you have to kind of give us some time. The military go to this kid here, Adam, and we find out that it was his brother that was shot down. So Adam decides to enlist, and he is picked for this experiment. They don't kind of want him because he's a bit of a douchebag and like sickly, almost like Captain America at the beginning of that movie where he's a bit of a weakling, but he insists. So they agree. We get a little bit of a backstory of Billy and Adam and their kind of relationship here. And Adam undergoes this experimental treatment. You can see they've kind of turned him into this child-looking thing, and they're putting a bomb in his head. And it succeeds. And he becomes Adam Bomb. Unfortunately, he can't kind of control his powers. And he can shoot missiles from his hands and things like that, but he's it's all out of control, and he is just kind of doing weird shit. The general is getting pissed off and whatnot, but it appears that it was a complete success. Unfortunately, they didn't train him to use the nuclear bomb that's inside of his head. So he runs with it when it pops out, and he jumps into a garbage can thinking that that is going to save everyone from the nuclear radiation. It doesn't. It, in fact, infects everyone, and they all turn into garbage pail kids. The scientist grows a huge brain. The general becomes Uncle Sam. One of the guys becomes a zombie, and one of them becomes like this Optimus Prime looking robot transformer thing. Now, they all have names, okay? I don't remember all of their names. I don't know all of their names. I don't care about their names at all. But if you are a purist for the Garbage Pail Kids, you will know them because they would have been on cards. So, yeah, just keep that in mind when I'm reviewing this. I'm just telling the story. They all have kind of enhanced strength and superpowers and things like that. So they end up deciding to become a super team. You can see the robot guy can transform, but he can transform into a toaster. So this, to me, is my sort of humor. This is so fucking stupid that it's good. It's hilarious to me. I was laughing the whole time I was reading this story. It brings back so many fond memories of the cards. There's a reference coming up that I will talk about, but I just went, yes, I remember this. It is just awesome. Granted, it's only 3 issues, but I guarantee you there is more to come. But I am so freaking happy that I found this book. So they decide to become a team of superheroes. So we have the zombie guy, the Uncle Sam, Atom Bomb, and whatnot. Now we come to the villain of the piece. We see Nasty Nick, who's like a vampire, has captured Billy, the pilot from the beginning and Adam's brother, and has him brainwashed by this character. Now, I know this character. This is TV Stevie. And he can hypnotize people and brainwash them because in the 80s, what was the TV? The kids just sat in front of it and watched it and would be hypnotized, brainwashed by toy commercials. I mean, I was one of them. And Billy gets brainwashed by TV Stevie. We move into issue 2. Again, fantastic cover here. Now, in issue 2, we find out that the general, who looks like Uncle Sam, those of you that don't know who Uncle Sam is, it was an American mascot during the wartime. He reveals that scientists and soldiers have been abducted, but they know who the next target is, so they are going to go on a mission to basically escort this entomologist, bug expert, who is on a US warship. So they're going to go there and they are going to protect her, but they are not ready for the mission. So the general, I'm just going to say Uncle Sam, basically says we need to get combat ready, we need to get combat training, which they do. They go through training. The scientist with the big brain has telekinetic powers. The zombie can just take all kinds of hits. Atom Bomb can't really control his stuff yet, and he blows up Mount Rushmore. And the transforming robot guy transforms into a blender or into an electronic toothbrush. Absolutely ridiculous. However, the art is phenomenal. I absolutely love this style of art for the story that it's telling. That's one thing that people who read comic books, you guys know. Well, I say you guys, ladies read comic books too, so everyone knows that the art has to match the story. That's huge. And this art matches the story perfectly. So they continue their training. A lot of mishaps and things like that. Just things you would expect. And then they head to the warship where the entomologist, the bug scientist, I believe that's correct. If not, someone correct me in the comments down below. Is being held, and it gets attacked by Nasty Nick and his winged bat freaks. And so they go into battle. The robot turns back into a toaster and just starts firing toast at the plane, which I laughed so hard at that. This is utterly ridiculous. And the brain girl brings down things where the zombie is just useless at this point. But Nasty Nick has a secret weapon. It's Billy, Atom Bomb's brother, who has the same powers. He also has turned this astronomer into Spacey Stacy, this alien. And then we have TV Stevie here as well. And TV Stevie manages to hypnotize all of the superheroes. The robot turns into a vending machine for some reason. And they capture the bug scientist. Nasty Nick bites her, and she ends up turning into Buggy Betty. I mean, at this point, Plaguelandians, I don't even know what to say about this. I love this stuff so freaking much. It is ridiculous. Atom Bomb fires his missile out of his head to take down Buggy Betty, but it is caught by his brother Billy, which he realizes is his brother here. And Billy throws it back at the warship, and the warship, or the battleship I should say, blows up while Nasty Nick, Buggy Betty, and all of his cronies, TV Stevie, get away. Now we move to the last issue of this graphic, part 3. A fantastic cover. You have all of the wounded in hospital. I mean, they're bandaging up a vending machine. This is so stupid, but whoever came up with this concept, my hat's off to them for sure. This is just brilliant. Enter the Garbage Pail Commandos. Okay, let's keep going. So we have Atom Bomb kind of waking up, and they're all kind of realizing what is going on. But the scientist who performed the experiment on Atom Bomb says, don't worry, we have the Garbage Pail Commandos. Now, Plaguelandians, I'm going to tell you this right off the bat. This is the funniest shit I have read in a long time. We have Slasher Asher, who is literally just Freddy Krueger ripoff. We have Nat Nerd, who was in the 1987 Garbage Pail Kids movie. And we have Bad Pitch Mitch, who is T-Rex who throws grenades. So they're the Garbage Pail Commandos. And to show their abilities, Pitch Mitch throws a grenade that looks like a baseball. But because he's a T-Rex and T-Rexes had notoriously short arms, he just throws it at their feet and he kills Slasher Asher, Nat Nerd, and himself. And then they all question, why the fuck would you make a dinosaur with short arms as a throwing grenade? It boggles my mind. It is absolutely hilarious. Although I was a bit sad that Nat Nerd died. He was one of the better characters in the Garbage Pail Kids movie, but you know what? It's neither here nor there. So the robot Garbage Pail Kid, and I really wish I knew their names because their names are hilarious, but you know what? It is what it is. You can work it out. Has a friend who makes a lead blimp. A blimp made out of lead. What the hell? So, Nasty Nick is in his castle and he's created this device and he gives some gum to TV Stevie. Now, those of you that remember back in the day when you got a pack of cards, it often came with gum, and the gum was so hard it would either break your teeth, it would cut into the side of your mouth, it didn't taste good. I remember getting them with footy cards, but we loved it anyway because you know what? That was the 80s, and 80s kids did whatever the fuck they wanted. Nobody cared. So he has this gum, and they're trying to reset Billy's nuclear device, which goes up his ass. Again, don't ask me why. I didn't write the comic. Nasty Nick is like, seriously, out of every room in the castle, this was the one you chose, my room, to replace his butt bomb? But apparently it was. And they're about to give this gum to Billy when they are under attack. The good guys come in and they attack the castle with the Zeppelin. So he releases this other guy, what's his name? Fiery Ryan or something like that. You can read it down there. I can't see it because I'm too far back and I'm wearing new glasses at the moment. Don't get me started. So they're under attack. They go in there and they beat up this guy. They're still trying to work out what this guy's powers are because all of them have powers. The robot guy gets captured and he tries to transform, and he ends up transforming into a giant. The zombies just all over the battlefield, so he's kind of useless. And then we have this awesome splash page where Atom Bomb is like, time to take out the trash, and the scientist takes out is fighting TV Stevie, and Billy and his brother are fighting, and then Buggy Betty comes in. The zombie jumps on her, and they all kind of have their little one-on-one moments. She takes out TV Stevie, please stand by, hilarious, which breaks his hold on Billy, because Billy was hypnotized by him, and Billy and his brother reconcile. Nasty Nick realizes shit's gone wrong, so he bites into the gum and travels through time. But then Billy remembers, oh, he also gave me the gum, so we can also travel through time. And don't ask me how that works. And then they find that Nasty Nick is now president and has a whole lot of other Garbage Pail Kids here. We can see Alligator right here and a few others. If you're familiar with the characters, then you'll know who they are. And to be continued. So this was a ridiculous, stupid, almost pointless story that I loved every freaking minute of. I have no regrets at all buying and reading this thing. We get some bonus material. We get some cover gallery here, which is always good. And you'll recognize a lot of these characters from this a great Days of Future Past reference there. Just perfect. Then we have stories from the people that wrote it, that wrote the book. They basically share about their experiences with the Garbage Pail Kids. Then we have another Dynamite comic book, Mad Balls versus Garbage Pail Kids. And again, Mad Balls was an 80s product that was utterly ridiculous. It spawned a Saturday morning cartoon. They're basically ugly balls that bounce around and do shit. The 80s were a time, if you never grew up in the 80s, I urge you, I beg you, go back and look at some of the crazy shit that kids grew up with. It's amazing. It's so good. It is so much fun. So this is Mad Balls versus Garbage Pail Kids. Elvira meets Vincent Price. This is one that I definitely want to look up. Trade paperback issues 1 to 5. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, was a host. She would host horror movies. She was well known for her hair and her breasts. There was a movie in the 80s, Elvira. There was a fantastic video game for the Amiga, which you probably all have no idea what the Amiga is, but whatever. The Elvira video game was one of the best Amiga games out there. Vincent Price, just a staple in the old horror movie circuit. I mean, this is stuff that they are bringing back that people aren't going to understand. And you know what? That's fine. Because I don't understand social media influencers and pop culture. I don't get it. You don't get the stuff that I grew up with. But I urge you to go back and look at it and research it and understand it, because it is so worth it. It really fucking is. And now we have the next book, Garbage Pail Kids, Trashing Through Time. I absolutely loved every minute of this. I really did. I've been reading a lot of graphic novels lately. I've been on vacation. I've had the time, and I've got a back catalogue like you would not believe of stuff I need to read and review. This was just fun. Just absolute fun. And when you're reading books, when you're reading graphic novels, sometimes you want to be inspired. Sometimes you want to sit back and take notice, be thoughtful, and work things out, which is fantastic. I love it. I do that all the time. I'm, in fact, doing that with the novel that I'm reading at the moment. Every so often, I just sit back and take it in. With this, you just want to laugh. And that's what this is. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with not enjoying something, but there's nothing wrong with enjoying something crap. And Garbage Pail Kids, I mean, it's look at this cover. This is ridiculous. I had this book on the coffee table. I was reading it in the living room, and I put it down on the coffee table, and my wife said, "Wow, that looks like you," which we had a good laugh over. And then I said, no, that looks like me. And we had an even bigger laugh over it. And that's the sort of thing that this book inspires. It just inspires stupidity and laughter and mocking and jokes and whatever. And that's what sometimes you need, especially in this world that we're living in. You need this kind of thing. So, everybody, please take some time out to read or watch or listen to something utterly ridiculous and just have a laugh. Just have a laugh. You will feel better. If you enjoyed the video, everyone, take a drink. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, do all of that good stuff. But most importantly, stay safe. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And just laugh at a fucking book, movie, or song, people.